Hello, welcome to Cheapskate Tuesday. In this series, which actually won't go out every Tuesday, if you look at how often I post, it's not as much as I really should do. But Cheapskate Tuesday is basically about, can I find a piece of software, an instrument or a plugin as cheaply as I possibly can, and then see if I can do anything with it. Now, the website that I mainly use for my Cheapskate Tuesday stuff, or cheap plugins and instruments that I buy, is a website called Plugin Boutique. Now, currently, I'm not affiliated with them. I might be in the future, I don't know. But this is not an advert for them. This is just where I basically get my stuff from. With this first Cheapskate Tuesday, I'm actually going to break this into a number of videos. Lucky you. Because not only did I buy something called Rift Feedback Lite, I'm reading it down there, which I haven't actually even played with yet. I got something like 4 or 5 or 6 free plugins, which are kind of compressors and EQs and things like that, from a company called Soundspot. And I also got completely free is the Arturia Lab V. But I keep getting confused with Spitfire Labs and Arturia Labs because both are free and both companies decided to call it Labs. Why did they do that? I don't know. Currently on the market, there is so much free and cheap software, but is any of it any good? Which are the ones that I will continue to use in the future because it will become part of my creative process, or which are the ones will I just never use again? Now with the Arturia Lab stuff, it's actually turned out to be more of a review video because even though it's free, it's very in depth. There's quite a learning curve to get used to this. So let's crack on, and I hope you enjoy this video. Arturia Lab V has just loaded up. It says, hello, thank you for installing. Would you want to take a tour? Yep, let's do that. This is where we get the upsells. I guess this is the audio demo, and then you can just download stuff directly into the player, which is pretty cool. But what I want to know is where's all the free stuff? That's what I want to know. And there's not much of a tour. Library. My banks. All right, so here we go. I think I'm starting to get an idea of what we get. All right, let's play. I thought this was just a drum machine. This is even better. Got Pigments 3.0. What I will do is look at the drums as well. There doesn't seem to be anything in here. Pigments 2. Whoa. Right, so I've found a drum kit. There's not that many drum sounds to get you going as just a kit in the free pack. I'm sure there's some amazing drum parts that you can download, but I've found something which is called Drum Kit Example, and let's see if I can do anything with this, with the effects that come with this, just to make it sound more interesting. Now, when you load this up and then you click on Edit, you automatically get the delay, the reverb, the phaser, and the chorus in there. So let's just see what this sounds like. That doesn't sound too bad. So let's play around with the phaser. Okay, so the phaser's okay. Let's try, is there some distortion here? Yeah, let's try the distortion. Actually, that sounds quite interesting, so I'm going to stick with that for the minute. Let's just see if we can add any delay. It would be nice, you might be able to do this, but it would be nice if you could add as many plugins as you want, because I might want to add something else here. So let's just try some delay. So you can come up with some quite interesting ideas. Let's add a touch of reverb. Okay, there's going to be a volume difference, but let's see where we started. Okay, so that's my drums. Let's see if I can create something else. But let's see what this sounds like. Okay, no, that's not very good. Ignore that. Let's try Arp Ensemble. I'm not sure where I'm going with this now, so... I think there is only one danger with this, and that's that it could potentially be, you know, just endlessly going through preset after preset after preset because you're just looking at a menu. That can sometimes be a dangerous thing. I've actually had to work with this for a couple of days to try and really work out how this piece of free software. I cannot believe that this is free in some respects because I would actually pay money for this. You're limited in terms of being able to really go in and change the programming of the individual sounds, but I don't think that's the point of Arturia Lab V. I think the point of it is actually to demo their vast library of different instruments, you know, the B3, the Arp, the clavinet, the CMI, and so on and so forth, all of which sound amazing. Exploring the instrument is a lot easier than I first thought, and I thought it was actually quite difficult to explore this instrument, and it confused me a little bit. If you're looking for a particular sound, what you do is you click on the Explore panel, or the Explore tab here, and then you can use these drop-down menus. So if I click on Types, for example, you can see that there's our types of instruments. I can also click on the Instrument tabs, and I think this is one of the real great selling points of this, is because, of course, you're looking at their library of software instruments here, where you have sound designers that have created individual sounds that can then go into this library. Think of Arturia Lab as a kind of a laboratory of individual sounds and presets or experimentation. You've got sound designers that are, you know, like scientists working away at all these different instruments and creating presets and patches that we as the end user can then just plug in and go. It means that you don't have to do that much with the sound because it's already been created for you. So what I could do here, for example, is I could click on the Arp, and if I click on the Arp, these are all the presets that I've got completely free with this instrument. They all come from the Arp. Now, I could click the open modular. If I had the Arp, I could click that open and then continue to change the sound myself. If you don't have it, it doesn't. Or what you'll be stuck with is the actual preset itself. But for most of us, that's all we want. The other thing you can see is you can see the designer. So you'll probably see that you'll actually come across the same designer's name for most of the sounds that you'll pick if you're in a particular style. And that means that you could then use the designer tab to find the designer whose sounds you kind of maybe lean to the most. And in the store section, there are many more designers. This is what you get completely free. The next tab is styles, and this is where you can pick various different styles and drill down as you go, much like you get in most modern instruments today. Banks these are the instrument banks that are loaded up, and you can see here that you get the Analog Factory for free, the Arturia Lab Factory for free, and then the factory files for free. Once you've set a patch that you like, you can then click on here, Edit Preset, which we've already been through, and then you can load in the sounds. Really, the only thing that you can do in terms of editing so far that I'm aware of in this instrument is really adding the various different effects. And then you've got limited choices down here to tweak and chain the instrument as you go. All right, so the whole idea about Cheapskate Chooseday is, can I get something for free, nice and cheap, and then experiment with it? Will it give me some kind of inspiration that I will then use in the future with my music as I go forward? Or will it just end up in the library sitting there doing nothing? Well, I can certainly say with this, I've been able to write an entire piece of music with it. If 80s synth style is your thing, then the Arturia range is going to be right up your street. In a nutshell, having used this, I've had to work with this for a couple of days now to really get my head around it, because it's more than just a cheap freebie giveaway. It's an in-depth piece of software that you will probably use if you're into electronic music or interested in finding sounds of classic instruments. Then you're going to love this and you'll use it for years to come. So it's no surprise that it's bigger beyond the scope of just a free piece of software. I've got some notes here that I've written down. What is it? I would say it's a hub for demoing Arturia's huge synth collection without having to buy their individual synths. It's a hub to allow others to do the programming for you, because you can look up various sound designers that do have the software and have created, amazing sounds, but you don't have to do the whole rabbit warren thing of programming and dialing in your own presets. If that's not your thing, then the Arturia Lab will be perfect for you, because even though you can program with it and you can tweak and change the sounds, there's only a limited amount of tweaking that you can do. It's not a platform for going deep into sound design and editing. Yes, you can do some, but it's limited. If you want to really deep edit the presets that are there, you can do that, but you need the actual instrument itself. So are there any downsides to it? The only thing that I found was, and I'm on an old trash can computer, it's pretty fast, but not that fast. The only thing I found frustrating was the load time. If I wanted to open an instrument, it took ages for the actual instrument to load. And I think that's not necessarily to do with the speed of my computer. I think that's also to do with connecting, my upload and download times, connecting to broadband. So if you've got a fast internet connection, you'll probably the instrument will probably load up much, much quicker. There's a bit of a learning curve. I thought I was going to open this thing and play it straight away. Arturia kind of say you can get going really fast, and you can demo the sounds quickly, but to really get my head around how this instrument works and what it is, ended up taking me a couple of days working with it. So, once you've got over the learning curve, if the sounds are your thing, you're going to love it. It's also a rabbit hole of adventures because there's just endless sounds that you can download without the hassle of doing the whole programming thing yourself. Arturia have some of the most classic sounding quality synths that you can buy. So this is a great way of getting access to those sounds without the programming, as I've said already, but also without having to shell out a ton of cash to start with. You can get instant gratification from this library without having to spend a fortune on their instruments. The trouble is, though, down the line, you're going to want to spend more money with them. You know, I already want to buy 2 or 3 of their synths because they just sound so good. So in terms of them giving something away, it has given me great value that has made me want to return that favor to them, that value that they've given me by giving them some hard-earned cash. Anyway, thanks for watching. Cheapskate Tuesday will be coming back soon. When it will be, I have no idea because I'm terrible at posting regularly. For that, I apologize. But if you did like this video, please do like and subscribe. I really appreciate your support. I'll see you soon in the next one. Take care.